Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell with HotNewHipHop.com here at the intersection in Grand Rapids, Michigan with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kehlani.
Great to meet you, Kehlani.
Nice to meet you too.
Definitely appreciate your time.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Now, I love your new song with Kyle, Just a Picture, and you're actually no stranger to when it comes to singing about relationships and social media together, right? Because I got a line for you if it, let me know if it rings a bell at all. I threw away the phone, don't have your number, you're not even a friend to my space.
Oh my goodness. How do you know that song? Oh, I made that song when I was 12 or something. That was like the first song I ever made. But seriously, how did you find that song?
I just try to come prepared.
Oh my gosh.
That was Crush?
Yes, that's like the first song I ever made ever my whole life. Wow, that's so crazy.
How did that come together?
I did this showcase in Oakland. And it was crazy. This guy just came to our art school and was like auditioning singers, and he came into our vocal class and was just like, I'm putting on a showcase for young vocalists, and whoever wants to perform in it, let's hold auditions. And my little 12-year-old self made it, so I got to do that. And then I met a producer at the showcase, and he wanted to make a song for me, and I'd never made music before, and I got there and he wrote it and I fell in love with it, and I made it at 12, and it's a pretty hilarious little 12-year-old song, but it's crazy. How did you find it? Oh my goodness.
That was Nico Ellison?
Yeah, it
producer?
was. Yeah.
Are you still in contact, or was it just like...
No, I should try to get in contact with him because he's great at what he does, but I haven't talked to him since then.
Oh, okay. And anyone who follows you closely probably knows by now that you were originally focused entirely on dance prior to suffering an injury, jumper's knee specifically. So I guess I was curious, depending on your role and when it actually was, if that had anything to do with or perhaps effect on your performance in The Princess and the Frog.
Oh my gosh, you guys know my life. Well, I entered this summer camp when I was maybe in like 7th grade. And that's where I met all my best friends. It was called Black Repertory Group Theater. Okay. And we did The Lion King, and then we moved on to Princess and the Frog after I was there for a couple of summers. And I think I got the knee injury in 6th grade. Okay. So by then I was already like trying to be a singer. I was trying to like, just let me try to slide it over to singing instead of just dancing, because I can't really dance too much. But the character I played in Princess and the Frog wasn't a dancer.
Was it a frog though?
No, it was the really funny, like preppy white girl princess.
Oh, okay. And when you were on America's Got Talent with your former band Poplyfe, I understand some of your bandmates actually received school credit for being on the show.
Yeah, I mean, we all got a little bit school credit because we were.
Oh, you too?
Yeah, we were gone, but then I ended up getting back and realizing that like half of them messed up, so I had to make up for a lot of that because I was really never in school all the way. Like from when I was maybe in 8th grade until high school, I was always out of school because music, always in and out. Like we would literally, I remember this one time, the most craziest time and most legendary time to us was going down to LA in the 8th grade, or it was either 8th or 9th grade. Maybe, I think it was 8th grade. Okay. And we go and do the Jamie Foxx show. Stevie Wonder randomly comes out and plays with us. Wow. And then we couldn't be at the bar after the performance because it was a bar. We're 8th graders. So we literally get on the road, walk off stage, get in the van, get on the road, and go to school. That's crazy. In our show clothes with our suitcases in school. And we're all sitting in class looking at each other like nobody knows we just got off stage with Stevie Wonder. Because we weren't ones to flex, So we're just sitting there like looking at each other like, none of this shit matters, man. We're just here. Like nobody knows what we just did literally 6 hours ago. Yeah. So school and music was always like butting heads. But
was it because of it being an art school that they were, or a theater school that they were cool with it?
Yeah, it was an art school, and what was really cool about it was we got to approach the principal like, yo, like you kind of shaped us as artists, being that this is the art school where we met at. We wouldn't be a band if we didn't all go to this school and get to work on our talents here together. So they kind of gave us a little like Poplyfe plan. Okay. And was like, we're going to send you these packets of work while you're on the show, and back and forth. But I switched high schools like 4 times. I moved down to LA and back, went to different high schools, and I don't know, school was all crazy for me, but the only thing that stayed consistent for me was music. So
totally. And going back to the play though for a moment, I imagine you would have been able to get the princess wave down pat pretty easily since you are, after all, the wavy baby, Lonnie Tsunami.
Throwback. That has to be the real nickname.
Yeah. And on that note, I understand Frank Ocean has been pretty significant for you, especially his Channel Orange album in particular.
Yeah. I mean, when I first started songwriting, I made a lot of love songs, and I made songs that were just like, I'm very narrative, I want to say. I'm not really metaphorical. I just tell stories. So listening to Frank Ocean's music was like, dang, I can really make the switch into like singing and songwriting about what I want to sing and songwrite about. Yeah. Because when I was in a band, it was a cover band, so I never made my own music. And then I was peeping a lot of the Frank Ocean stuff before a lot of people was like figuring that whole thing out. So I'd already was picking it apart.
Right.
So it was like, dang, he can really sing about whatever he wants to sing about, and people are loving it. Like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
So Channel Orange definitely, that was a little later in his career, but Frank Ocean period definitely helped. Yeah. He was a strong standpoint in my writing.
And even just in your life, like, helped you get through some of your rougher times.
Yeah, when I met the producer of Channel Orange, like, I ended up going to the studio, or not Channel Orange. He did a lot of Nostalgia Ultra.
Okay.
I went to the studio. My friend brought me there. I'm like listening to a bunch of stuff, and then I'm playing him stuff. And afterwards, he's like, "Okay, well, let me play you some stuff that I did." I had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
He starts playing Nostalgia Ultra, and I'm like, "Wait a minute!" And I stop it, and I'm like, "Dude, shake my hand. Like, you made the album that, like, when it came out, like, I needed it to come out. Like,
yeah,
it was perfect for the time frame that it came out."
Totally.
So I thanked him, like, right there. Like, I'm not meaning to be weird, but I need to shake your hand seriously. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned like being homeless in the past before, but pretty conveniently, was there also like a time when some random person was like sending free weed to your house each month?
Oh man, there's been so many. That was okay. So I was homeless in maybe like end of 10th, 11th grade, like all of 11th grade. Just I left my house at 16. So a little bit after the show, I was out the house.
Yeah.
And I wasn't necessarily like full on homeless. I was couch hopping. I don't really like to like call it full on homeless yet, because at that point, like, I was still friends. But then when I had to start sleeping at random people trap houses and people I never met crib and like random basements, like stuff like that was when it got crazy. But I just kept reminding myself, you know, like, this is temporary. Like, I'm about to do so much cooler stuff. This is so temporary. So yeah, I don't know. The homelessness was a lot.
But, like, what was the deal with was there really a person just sending free weed or
Yeah,
something?
I mean, that came when I was already living in LA in my own crib, you know, and that was somebody that I literally met, and they were like, "You smoke hella weed, you're hella tight to me, I grow weed, I'm trying to send you some stuff."
Okay.
And I was like, word, but he ended up becoming really obsessed with me. It was kind of scary. So these random ounces would just show up to my crib, right? Then one day, I get this letter that comes with the ounce, and it's like a sweater, and like I open the sweater and there's a letter, and it's like written on like a ripped paper bag, and it's like, "I'm in jail now, I'm in love with you, we're soulmates." I was like, oh no, this is not okay. Like, I've only met you one time, like, you just the guy that sends me weed, like, you can't be in love with me. So
this has gone too far.
I blocked him, but he's found a way to text me every time. So I just changed my number 2 days ago, thank the Lord.
Oh, okay. That's crazy.
Right.
And even before the music taken off, you did find some ways to, support yourself. Like, for example, you spent some time working at Hot Topic.
Yeah, I did work. I had a couple real jobs. You know, it was a time like when I was stuck in a really bad contract situation with the band, and I really couldn't do anything on some like. Parents are usually really involved in your musical career, but my family really didn't know nothing, you know, because they're just not educated in that area. They don't know anything about the music business.
Yeah.
So when my ex-manager tells them, hey, if she does anything music related, she'll get sued, they like, "We ain't got no money, you can't get sued, don't do shit."
Yeah.
You know, so I wasn't doing anything. So at that time, I'm like, wow, I'm living on a friend's couch. I need to support myself, you know. I don't just take nothing from nobody. Like, I'm not about to, like, just ask you for anything. I'm already sleeping on your couch. I got to get my own job.
Totally.
I worked at a burger spot. I worked at Hot Topic. I worked at Cream, this little ice cream store place. Like, whatever job I could. It was hard to get hired with my tattoos. It was hard to get hired knowing I would be leaving different places, telling them, like, hey, I might have to go do a show. I might have to go to the studio, because I was still trying to make my own music on the under without telling anybody.
For sure.
Because all that was part of the reason why I left home. You know, all that stuff just got so crazy.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Regular jobs are tight. I'm very proud to say that I don't have to work a 9 to 5 anymore, you know?
Totally.
So.
And, one hot topic currently sweeping the nation is obviously police brutality, which hits pretty close to home for you, right?
Yeah.
Because I understand you were actually on the BART when Oscar Grant was shot and killed.
Yeah, that was New Year's. It was new. I was nowhere near that station, but I was on BART. So I just remember them saying like, yo, yeah, there's been a problem at Fruitvale Station and that there's no trains going there. And everybody's like, okay, didn't nobody know what happened until the next day. Because everybody goes to San Francisco and goes to Jack London Square and watch it, or Jack London Square either in Oakland or they go to Pier 39 and watch the fireworks in San Francisco. So everybody was just coming back, and it was like the last train. The last train started running at midnight, and they just said it was a problem, so nobody knew. And then afterwards, everybody's just like, "Wow, that's what happened." And then Oakland just erupted.
I bet. Especially with the footage coming out.
Yeah, the footage, man, that was insane. And then my school was in my high school was in downtown Oakland. So when they had those riots, they broke our whole. They fucked everything up, everything was smashed. So.
And speaking of weapons, did you also used to make tomahawks when you were little?
Oh man, with my grandpa? Yeah. Oh my God, where's all this information coming from? Yeah, I did. My grandpa was Native American and white. And he was just really, really into his Native American side, like walking around in like leather vests, and his hair was always in a braid, and we made some tomahawks. It wasn't real, but that would be scary. But we made some little fake ones. He was trying to have me involved in as much culture as possible.
That's cool. And your aunt, who, if I'm not mistaken, predominantly raised you, she's pretty crafty as well, right? She makes jewelry. Oh,
that's my other auntie. My other auntie makes jewelry. My auntie is just a beautiful woman who's just good at many things.
Oh, okay. Do you ever rock any of the jewelry? Or
I do sometimes. She made me these like earrings that look like joints, and they literally like look like joints are hanging out my ears. And people have walked up to me like, "Can I smoke those?" I'm like, "Yo, are you crazy?" Like, no, I wouldn't walk around with real weed hanging out my ear. I would have been smoked it by now.
Yeah.
So.
Did you get any strange looks from anyone when you wound up in a penis piercing parlor by accident?
Oh my God, yeah, that was actually really strange. I don't remember what I was looking for, but I was with my friend and we were on Haight Street. I really don't remember what I was looking for, but we walked in there and we're just like talking, and they're just like, "So, what are you guys here for?" And they start talking to my dude friend, and I'm just like, "Wait a minute." And then they break it down. I'm like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here. This is insane. Time to go now."
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was crazy.
Well, if you do want to pay attention to where you're going, obviously it helps to slow down. That said, is Clyde Carson really your cousin?
Yeah, that is my cousin. That's actually my cousin on the grandpa side that I'm talking about. And when my grandpa passed, I remember like the first time I ever heard my cousin rap was he made a song for my grandpa when he passed, and he put all our names into every grandchild in the whole song. Wow. So he's just like, "Grandpa, we love you. Kehlani, Jamari, Jaden, Nia, Michaela," and everybody. We was like, "Oh my God, our cousin is famous." And then he came out with Slow Down, and the whole family was just crazy.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have some stuff eventually on some family stuff. So.
But it's the little one, Martine, who we should really be keeping an eye out for.
Oh, man, he's the truth. That is my first artist that I've officially, like, been rocking with for Tsunami Mob as, like, a movement.
Yeah.
And I remember when he just was playing baseball, he didn't want to sing. He might have, but he wasn't singing yet.
Yeah.
And then he came up to me and he's just like, him and his dad, my uncle, who directs my videos actually.
Okay.
And he was like, "I don't know if you know how much you inspire your little cousin, but like he's singing now." And I get on his Instagram and he's just blowing up and he's got all these singing videos, and now he's making tracks. Now we're writing stuff together. Now he's booking shows and taking label meetings. And it's like the most beautiful thing ever,
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's crazy.
Is there anything else you'd like people to know about Kehlani?
I'm not allergic to anything. I don't know. Just don't judge a book by its cover is what I kind of always push, because I look really rough and I kind of look, unapproachable sometimes, but I'm like a teddy bear. I like to think. Yeah. So yeah, just I'm an open book. Just don't be afraid to holler at me. I interact with my fans a lot more than a lot of people do, and like just a lot in general. I've kicked it with fans. One time I was going to New York last summer, and I was just like, "Yo, I'm coming to New York. Who couch I'm sleeping on?" And heck of fans offered, and I literally found the ones I thought was the least creepiest, and ended up making fan friends and stayed on their couch, and was just mobbing around New York for a whole month.
That's awesome.
So yeah, just fuck with me. I fuck with you.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your time. It's great chatting with you. Best wishes with everything coming your way.
Thank you.
Any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
Man, I got a new tape coming in March. Wait for it.
Awesome. There you have it. Once again, I'm Damon Campbell, and this is Kehlani. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
But where'd you find all this information? For real, where's it coming from?
ASAP Ferg, how you feeling, bro?
I'm alright, man. We had a
a tragedy that happened today, early this morning. The co-founder of ASAP Worldwide, Yams, my brother, he passed away this morning. We got through it with the show and everything like that, but I'm kind of hurt still. So, yeah, that's how I'm doing.
Yeah, I just want to say my condolences on behalf of myself and Hot New Hip Hop, man.
No doubt, appreciate that.
Rest in peace to ASAP Yams.
Yeah.
So today is the last day of the Best Coast Connection Tour with you, YG.
Right.
And it was like a week tour.
Yep, it was like a week. It was a turned-up-ass week. I never even did a week tour. So,
me and my manager, Net the Grit, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he had sent me a couple beats, you know what I'm saying? And I played the beat, I'm like, I like this one right here. Then the next day I called him, he came and picked me up. I let him hear the song. So we went to go lay it down probably like 2 weeks later. You know what I mean? This was like around March. I want to say March, you know what I mean? And after we laid it down in March, 6 to 7 months later, you know what I'm saying? I'm right here.